Hi friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is the fourth video in a long series of videos I'm making on this book, Drunk with Blood, God's Killings in the Bible by Steve Wells. I recommend that everybody buy it. I will have a link in the description below where you can buy it off Amazon. And it covers an interesting topic of who killed more, God or Satan in the Bible? And then it goes into a deep dive into all the killings in the Bible. And I've already read from the introduction his estimate of how many people God killed and how many people Satan killed. God was 25 million, Satan 60. So where the Bible doesn't give exact numbers of how many people he killed, Steve gives an estimate. Okay, and I go into that in the very first video of this series. You can go back and watch that. So today we are on the third killing of the Bible. Oh, by the way, he's also, because this is the second edition, he's also including the killings that happen in the Apocrypha, which is considered a holy text by a lot of Christians, especially different Catholics. So he covers all the killings that happen in that scripture as well. So, getting on with today's killing. This is the third one in the Bible, and this one's covering Sodom and Gomorrah.
I'm changing my life and I won't look back ever again.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the video get out to more people, and together we can help a lot of people. What I do is I read from the book. He has great commentary. He's got a real sense of humor, and which you really have to, because these things are so sinister and so disturbing. Now, I do not read all of the scriptures that he quotes in here, but I do always put it on the screen if you want to go back and read about it. And just so you know, he is quoting from the King James Version, okay? So, he says, "You may have noticed that God, after his first mass murder, showed a bit of remorse for needlessly drowning everything on earth. He even promised to never, quote, smite any more everything living," unquote, Genesis 8:21.
Smite me, almighty smiter!
And he did pretty well, too. If you ignore the anti-sodomite slaughter killing, the second killing in the Bible. So he did pretty well, too, for another 10 chapters or so. But in the end, God couldn't resist the temptation to kill again.
Just had to kill a lot of people!
Abraham tried to talk him out of it, though. He and God and a couple of friends had been hanging out all day together. But after getting their feet washed and eating a big meal, God and his friends decided it was time to go. Read about this at Genesis 18:1-8. They were heading off toward Sodom, and Abraham decided he'd better tag along. Genesis 18:16. As they were walking along, God said to himself, "Shall I hide from Abraham that thing which I do?" Here's his commentary on that. How's that for weird? God asks himself if he should tell Abraham what he is about to do, which is, of course, kill everyone in 2 cities. He doesn't know what to do. Is he afraid that Abe will talk him out of it or try to stop him? Or what? Is he just embarrassed to be having bad thoughts again? But God finally snaps out of it and tells Abraham what he's up to. He has heard that the people in Sodom have sinned, and he's decided to go to Sodom and see for himself. Genesis 18:20-21. Abraham was on to him right away. He said, "Wilt thou also destroy the righteous with the wicked?" Genesis 18:23. God, who is in one of his moods, ignores him. So Abe starts to bargain. What if there are 50 good people in Sodom? Would you kill them too? Shall not the judge of all the earth do right? Genesis 18:24 and 25. God says if he can find 50 good citizens of Sodom, he won't kill everybody. Genesis 18:26. So Abe tries 45, and God says he wouldn't kill everyone if there were 45. Genesis 18:28. Abe keeps going this way, knowing that God is a tad slow. How about 40, 30, 20, 10? And each time God answers the same way. If he can find a few good men, well, 10 anyway, he won't kill the whole city. Read about this at Genesis 18:32. And then God just takes off and Abraham goes home. Genesis 18:33. But God's two friends, they're called angels now, keep going to Sodom. Lot invites them in and gives them the usual God treatment, washes their feet and feeds them. Read about this at Genesis 19:1 through 3. Then a strange thing happened. Strange things often happen in the Bible, he says. Every man in the city of Sodom came to Lot's house and demanded to have sex with Lot's two angel friends. Read about this at Genesis 19:4 through 5. Man, those must have been some good-looking angels. Lot's response was to protect the angels, who you'd think could take care of themselves, by the way.
I never believed in angels and fairy tales.
By offering the sex-crazed mob his two virgin daughters instead. Read about this at Genesis 19:8. You know, this is just sick stuff, people. Sick stuff that is in the Bible. Here's his commentary. This is a man, by the way, whom the Bible calls, quote, just and righteous, unquote. A few verses later, he will get drunk and impregnate both of his virgin daughters. But that's another lovely Bible story.
I always think I want to make something that I myself would want to watch. And I just happen to want to watch some really sick stuff.
As it turns out, though, there is no time for Lot to make good on his kind offer because God is getting ready to commit another mass murder. The angels strike the Sodomites blind and tell Lot to flee along with his wife and virgin daughters and their husbands. Read about this at Genesis 19:10 through 13. And then all hell breaks loose. He says, I'm going to quote this scripture at Genesis 19:24. The Lord rained upon Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from the Lord out of heaven. Okay, here's his final commentary. He says, okay, so that's it. That is God's second mass murder. But how many people did God smash and burn to death in Sodom and Gomorrah? Well, I, of course, have no idea. I don't think any of this actually happened, but I'll guess 2,000, 1,000 from each city. So there you have it. That is the third killing in the Bible. And again, it's an interesting perspective on the crazy things that went on in the Bible, the book that is supposedly inspired of God, inspired from God. I hope I'm giving you some reasoning points to use your critical thinking skills. All right, folks, I'll see you on the next video.
I'm changing my life and I won't look back ever again.